Hello everyone and welcome to the Leadership Day by IGDA Finland 2021 edition. My name is Teemu Haila. Glad to have you here. I'm the co-founder and chief product officer of MetaPlay, a games technology company here in Helsinki, Finland, where we're streaming from. And before we get to today's content, I just want to talk a little bit about why we're doing this event with you today. And as you may have noticed that games are really big. Our industry is in fact the biggest mass medium of our time. We're bigger than TV, movies, music, books, all combined, both in terms of the audience size and the reach, and even those euros and dollars flowing in every single day. And all this growth has happened in a really short amount of time. So in a few short decades, we've gone from basically zero to hero, and all this growth has, I think, led to a really organic process when it comes to making games. Obviously, developers are not stupid. We think about this stuff. So somewhere between the first video games, the single-celled organisms evolving at the bottom of our seas, and blockchain, we've had a lot of thoughts about how games should be made. And as you know, everybody's got opinions. And I think that's led to almost like natural evolution, an evolutionary process where the winners, the people who ship the games, who end up being successful, they get to set the best practices and the rules for the next generation of companies coming after them. As you know, sometimes those best practices, they can be great, or they can be not so great. Because of course, success doesn't always correlate with, doing things well. So this has led to a very polarized world, where at the same time, we're able to pull off these massive, amazing works of art, the pyramids of our time. But we're still often essentially building those pyramids with slave labor. The brightest minds of our industry, they generally don't retire in this industry. They spin out, whether they burn out or for other reasons. And I do not approve. I laugh about it because otherwise I would cry. But there's hope, because at the same time, in the recent years, there's been this boom of companies, of new companies all across the industry, whether it's mobile, free-to-play, console, or anything else, finding success in their own ways. And I think an economist would maybe describe this as the perfect natural experiment, where we have a lot of things going on in parallel, in a controlled fashion, testing and organizing around this problem of how should we make games, how should we come together as teams, as companies, to make not just the best games, but make them the best way we can. And what a lot of those companies seem to be finding out over the past couple of years is that there really are ways to not just work harder, but work smarter. And we're seeing small teams one-up the big monoliths of our time and becoming really successful in their own ways. And all of this makes me not just hopeful, but highly intrigued and interested and excited for where our industry is going. Of course, none of this comes for free. All this progress is coming from highly motivated, smart individuals who have made it their mission in life, not just to make amazing games, but to make those games better, making games better. And I have huge respect for everybody who's doing that. Because we all know making games is insanely hard. But when you take that challenge, and even on top of that, you put in the effort and the hours to invent better processes and to care about people a little bit more and push the envelope, then that's something I really look up to. And today, we get to talk to and hear from some of those individuals. We get to hear some of their latest thoughts, so that they've been pondering about the latest developments from the field of leadership, but as well, in some cases, just hear their personal stories of who they are and what it's like to do the job that they're doing. And maybe there's something that we can take away to our own works and get inspired ourselves. I'm really excited and looking forward to what's going to happen today. But also, got some practicalities here. So today we've got 5 sessions and a panel, and all of those have a live Q&A. So do join our Discord. I highly recommend it, because in there you get to not only talk to like-minded individuals about today's happenings, maybe meet somebody new, but also you get to ask questions. So when you comment on the stream, we and the rest of the team are doing our best to pick those up and put them into a Q&A. So we get to talk about not just what I'm interested in, but what you're interested in. And if you do me a favor and make those questions difficult, so you can make our speakers work for it a little bit, that would be nice. So we will be having a long lunch break, somewhere around 12 to 1:30. And during that lunch break, we will also have the Mentor Cafe. So again, those of you who are participating in the Mentor Cafe, please join our Discord in time so you'll be ready to roll at 12 o'clock when the thing starts. If all goes well, we'll be wrapping up after about 5:30 with some closing words, and then close the stream and the event well before 6 o'clock, again, finish time. We've also got something special going on because we all miss physical events. And one thing we want to try this year is a digital photo booth. So again, there'll be links in the description and on the Leadership Day website where, do yourself a solid and go and snap a photo of yourself, make a memory, maybe a couple of memes if that's your thing. And if you'd like, share that to your social media of choice. So, you get to support what we're doing and spread the message of leadership. Do tell us if it's fun. I think so. It's also another thing. So you may have noticed that today's event is free. Again, ever wonder how that works? It's me too. And it really comes off of the full team that's behind that camera, both physically here and virtually. We've got a lot of people who've been working for months, not only to produce this event, but all the materials, the content that you're hearing from or hearing about today. And also just day in and day out, caring about this stuff, and even through COVID and other tough times, keeping the torch burning, if you will. And not only those individuals, but we also have 10 amazing community sponsors and partners who are making today possible. And not just possible, but again, free to attend. So a huge shout out to Skunkworks, Next Games, Lightyear, Supercell, Red Hill Games, Futureplay, Rovio, Genvid, and of course the City of Helsinki, Wien Games, and also Helsinki Games Capital, who kindly let us use the space today. All of these people really come together, and this truly is from game developers to game developers community event. And just a small plug for Helsinki as well in this case, because as you know, Finland really is the place to be for making mobile games. And if you aren't here already, you should think about moving over, because it's fantastic. All right. So on behalf of everybody, the team, sponsors, the partners, let me just once again warmly welcome you to today's event. I'm so glad to have you here today, and I'm really excited to where all of this goes. Let's have a kick-ass day. So first speaker today, keynote, is from Mattias Myllerinen, a man who really doesn't need an introduction at this point. With over 20 years of senior games industry leadership experience from highly respected companies like Remedy and Wargaming and so on. He's here again. And he's most recently being actually the CEO and co-founder of Red Hill Games, where they also recently came out with their newest title, first title, 9 to 5, team-based shooter. Do check that out. I think it's available on Steam as we speak. And he will be talking about not just thinking, but leading fast and slow. So let's tune into the stream, and with the Q&A afterwards, keep those questions coming in. Let's go.